Welcome back to the morning show on this Monday. It's a great day to learn about agriculture, and what better way to do that than with our Ag in the Classroom segment. With me now, we're in the middle of a cornfield here in the University of Illinois campus. I'm with Dr. Tony Studer. He's an associate professor of the Department of Crop Sciences here, and a lot of his research that he does is right here in this field. And we're going to talk to him about a little bit what he does here. So, Tony, great to have you here on this hot morning.
Thank you. So we do a lot of research out here, a lot of different projects, and so we do everything from sort of basic science on processes like photosynthesis and transpiration, all the way through to hybrid testing that's a little bit more connected to the growers, and then we do a lot of work on popcorn, and so we breed popcorn for commercial purposes and then also for some outreach stuff.
Perhaps the popcorn might be one of the more interesting things that you do. You've got student workers out here, you've got research happening, and there's all these bags that are on these plants. Popcorn's a unique product that you do the research and the crossbreeding. Tell us a little about why some of these bags are on these plants out here.
Yeah, so when you do a breeding program for popcorn or dent corn, you have to make a controlled cross. And so you have to take an ear with one of these little white bags, and you have to cover it so the silks don't get pollen from any other plant. And then we put one of the brown bags up on a tassel to collect the pollen. And then we'll take that pollen the next day, we'll put it onto the ear, and then all these brown bags you see down here are completed crosses. And so I have students out here, I'm out here a lot during this time of the summer making these crosses, and we'll do probably 8,000 to 10,000 of these this summer.
When you do the research on popcorn, of course, the research happens, you grow it, then you get to pop it and eat it. Talk to us about some of the consumer endpoints that you have, hey, this popcorn looks like this popcorn looks like that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of work that goes into the post-processing of the popcorn, and so for a popcorn kernel to pop, it has to be at a very specific moisture between 13.5% and 14%. And so we hand harvest all of these crosses. We take them up to the lab, we shell them, we put them in a package, we bring them to the right humidity, and then we pop them. And so we'll pop 1,000 to 1,200 lines of popcorn a year. And so some of that's done by my students at the university, but we also connect with high schools and we do outreach with the popcorn, and they actually help pop the popcorn for the breeding program.
And I know one of the projects you've been doing, you call it orange and blue popcorn, is that right?
Yes, so we breed an orange and blue popcorn to sort of represent the Illini colors. And so coming here to the University of Illinois in 2015, I wanted to do something along those lines that really stood out as unique to Illinois. And so we have been breeding very orange and very blue popcorn now for about 5 years.
But to clarify, that orange and blue is the kernel color. Folks will show up to the Illini game and they're not going to see a bright orange and a bright blue kernel.
That's right. So it's just a few cell layers on the outside of the kernel that's got the color. When it pops, they'll all pop about a white color or slightly off-white color. That's the starch on the inside. So that's a question that people ask me a lot. Oh, is the inside orange and blue? If you see that, that's a dye. No, mine's a natural coating on the outside, but it'll pop white.
And one of the things that you've worked on is one of these ag mags with the Farm Bureau as well. I know we have Sarah Caper on all the time. These ag mags is another great resource that students can have in their classrooms to learn about. Talk to us a little bit about what you've done here.
Yeah, so over the last semester, we just made one up on popcorn. So there was one on dent corn, and I said, well, why not do one on popcorn? And we could feature sort of this great horticultural commodity. And so I worked with people at Illinois Farm Bureau and Ag in the Classroom to do this little spot, and it talks a little bit about the research and the orange and blue popcorn on the back. And so these are hot off the press. I just got a shipment of these from Illinois Ag in the Classroom, and so we're excited to get these out in the classrooms this coming fall. And then I'll be doing more outreach in classrooms at high school level, middle school and elementary school as well.
And we can't not take a last second here, this popcorn, to enjoy this before we go real quick. This is some of the popcorn you've grown right here in this field. Can people get that popcorn in the area?
Not yet. And so we're working on doing some commercial testing on coatability. And so this would be like a caramel corn variety. You can see that they're balls. And so we want to get this coated. And then through the college, we're looking at having some of the orange and blue available to alumni and then maybe more broadly at the games. They want the breeding to move fast, but it's a slow process when you're breeding corn.
For sure. Well, thanks so much. This is a really interesting story. One thing, first off, if you want more information on this, you can head to our website. Number two, I want to mention Celebrating Central Illinois. We'll have a story right here from the University of Illinois during the month of August. It's all about farmers. Join us on Tuesday nights for that, and of course online. If you want more information here on orange and blue popcorn or more, we will link you to our website, WCIA.com. Perfect.